Well, it's that time of year again, and we're getting ready to open up the greenhouses tomorrow morning. And so we thought we would take you on a tour through the greenhouses like we have the last couple of years to show you what we're growing this year and what your options are. We're going to start out in number 4 greenhouse here. We have spikes like we always have here. We have our Mizu vine, which grows excellent in the shade. You can put it in the sun too. It'll grow literally anywhere. Gets a little bit of this kind of fuchsia red flower on it, but it's a great foliage plant. Some asparagus, fern. We have lots of different sweet potato vines this year, like always. On our, how do you want to do this, Christy? You want to go down each row and?
Yeah,
Okay,
probably go down each row.
Here. Sorry, guys. All right, so these are all the different sweet potato vines that we grew this year. Some of you might have tried this one last year. This is the upside key lime. This is one that will climb a bit too. So that was kind of new last year. And so there's still lots of choices there for that. We have lots of different varieties for coleus too. Most of these will get very large, usually between 18 up to some of them 36 inches. And they prefer shade, but they will grow in the sun too. Some of them, the tags will differentiate between which ones tolerate more sun than others. However, if you get too much sun, it fades the color. This is catnip from Proven Winners. We decided to grow this in the smaller size pot this year. So this is a real popular one, the cat's pajamas. And so that one will be at a little bit cheaper price because we have it in the smaller pots this year. This is our snowstorm and our diamond frost. Here we have all of our different succulents. Those have become really popular because you can grow them inside if you want to. We have lots of hens and chicks. They get that name because you have a main big plant and then they have all the little babies that spread out from it. This is a really popular one too, the sedum from Proven Winners, the lemon coral.
Works great for home decor.
This is the angel wings. It gets really, really large. But if you do have pets, you do need to be careful with your pets. You don't want them chewing on this. This is going to be one of the Rex begonias, the Pegasus. It gets really, really large. We've highlighted this in the past, but one of these leaves will get about 4 times as big as what you see it right here. They get about this big around, and they are just really a sight to see. It's going to like shade, and so it gives you something that real tall height and that flow behind something or in the center of the pot. If you need something for the shade, sometimes it's hard to find shade things that grow tall, and those really take off. Just more foliage, you don't really get a flower on that one. This whole row that we have here, as she shines down through there, this is all of our different colors of non-stop begonias. Non-stop begonias need to have shade, nothing but a little bit of mild filtered sun or morning sun. If they get any sun, their leaves will burn up if you put them in the sun. So they're easy to grow as long as you don't water them very much and you give them lots of shade. If people have difficulty with these, it's because they water them too much and they give them too much sun. But they are a beautiful flower to grow in the shade, and we all like things that are easy maintenance that you don't have to water very often. And these are kind of that one, you water it and then you just let it go for a little while and let it dry, and then you can water it again. So lots of beautiful colors on those. Now over here we have, on this table, we have our New Guinea impatiens in the background here. But we have some flats of coleus. We have 4 different kinds of coleus in flats. They're all mixes. These will also get really tall too. Not quite as bushy as the special annualty ones do, but they perform really well too. And most of these in the flats can go in full sun or in shade. This is going to be our morning glories this year. We did not have the seed for the scarlet color this year, so we have the heavenly blue color that's the most popular. We will have moonflowers later, but those are not ready right now. Now this area of our begonias right here, these begonias can go in the sun. Some of them even prefer a little bit of sunlight and don't like to be in the complete shade. So we kind of have them in a different section of this greenhouse this year. These are the Surefires from Proven Winners. They get very large. This is a new one, the Cordell cherry color with the dark foliage. It's really beautiful. This is brand new this year from them. We have the rose color and the white. Those are all three colors of the Proven Winners Surefire. This is another Pegasus. This one is from Proven Winners, and this one's a little farther along. You can see how big these leaves are, but they will double this size also. We've got Dragon Wing. We've got the Santa Cruz. These are all going to be ones that go up and then trail pretty aggressively. So all of these that we're showing you in the middle here all like some level of sunlight with them. These are azaleas. We've got lots of different colors of those. Some of these are not flowered out yet, but we have the purples, we have the orange dark leaf again. These just bloomed here. We have the red. We have a Tequila Sunrise, which is really beautiful. That one back there that has the yellow in it. Then the solid yellow we have, and then these on the end here haven't bloomed yet, but there are other various pinks and purples. We have the mosquito plants again, and the icicle helichrysum, which is like a licorice type plant. This one is the icicle version. It gets kind of bushy. It's a nice little filler in with things to add a little different texture and color. This is the Silver Falls, and it has a very delicate type leaf that trails down pretty aggressively. You can cut it back however you need to. So that's a popular one also. Now as she spans on this side and then also on this side, as we're kind of standing here, we have all these different colors of sun patience. They look like a New Guinea impatient, but they need to be in the sun. They require sunlight. They will not grow well in the shade. So make sure you put those in the sun. Back here in this corner, we have the traditional licorice plant here that kind of gets bushy and begins to trail. Find one here that's starting to shoot off the side, so these get real big. They can be trimmed back and formed however you want to keep them. Otherwise, they will go a little bit crazy, so you can keep them in check with some scissors. This is some lamium here with a purple flower. This is also actually a perennial in the sun too. As she goes through here, you can see all the different colors of the sun patience. We do grow every color that Proven Winners does of the sun patience. Now on this side of the middle table here, we have more of the begonias that like sun. We have two new varieties this year that I'm interested to see in how large they're actually going to get. This one is a little bit farther behind this other pink one here, but they're called Stonehenge. And according to everything that I've researched on them, they're supposed to get between 3 to 4 feet tall. So really it's kind of like you can have a beautiful wall of a begonia. So it's going to be interesting to see how these take off, but just in the last few days, these have kind of doubled in size right here, the darker pink. And these got started a little bit later and they were much smaller, but they've also doubled in size in the last few days, so they're starting to really take off. So that's going to be a nice addition to our choices this year. And more of the trailing and dragon wing ones here. Here we have some Angelona. This is a taller, more upright plant. Some of them are a little floppy right now because we just separated them, so they're just getting their space. But you see in this one here, they go up and they're taller. They make really nice cut flowers as these open up, and we have them in pink, and we also have them in like a bluish purple color. And those are really nice. The blooms stay for a long period of time, and they can go to part shade up to full sun. We have the blue colored ones over here just starting to flower. This is the purple queen, Secretia. This is a cool plant. It's all foliage. There's a little purple flower, but it's not a lot to speak of. It's more just grown for the foliage, and it just kind of shoots out in all different directions, so it's just really kind of a cool plant with a lot of character. This is the fragrant heliotrope. Smells like vanilla. doesn't like to have a lot of heavy sun. So you need to have a part sun, part shade kind of environment for that. This is the iris and bloodleaf. This will also get pretty large, makes a nice center or background drop. The tag says it's for full sun. I have grown it for years in the north side of my house in the shade, so it can do either one very well. This is Creeping Jenny. Also is tagged for sun, but is a fantastic shade trailer. Does very well with begonias or any kind of a shade plant. If you actually give it too much intense sun, it kind of gets a little bit too much for it. It kind of makes the leaves smaller. So again, a part sun application to shade is better. Then we have the Tarina here. This is going to be a shade only plant. It has a really nice, beautiful tubular flower here. This is the amethyst color. Then we also have the large violet, and then there is also the blue here. And I can tell you the hummingbirds absolutely go crazy for this. They will find it in our greenhouse when they're flowered out. When the hummingbirds come in here, they go right at it. In the flats back here, we had 4-pack versions. These are going to be just a smaller version. These are real large and they trail and hang down. But the ones that are in the 4-packs are going to grow kind of like what a bedding plant petunia would. They're going to be maybe about 6 inches around and just form a nice little mound, maybe about 8 inches high. So nice little fillers for shade planters. On this side here, we have all of our New Guinea impatiens, and again, they look a lot like the sun patience. They have those pointed leaves, but we try to put them in the square pots in our greenhouse to differentiate between them and the sun patience, which we put in the round pots. Because the New Guinea impatiens, they can do some morning sun, but they don't like to be in hot all day sun. But they have gorgeous large flowers. Over here we have the autumnal fuchsia, and it's grown mostly for its foliage, but it does get kind of a pale pinkish rose colored flower on it. But it has all of your autumn colors all the time. So that's pretty cool. We have a few different colors, just only a few of each color of our left from our hanging basket of regular fuchsia plants. So we do have a few of these here. Now this plant I absolutely love for shade. It is a polka dot plant, the hypotheses. It gets about this tall, so it's going to be about anywhere from, depend on its environment, 6 to up to 12 inches. And it just kind of gets a little bit bushy, and you can just put this in with other things and the foliage color just pops. If I set this next to this behind us here, you can see how that just pops next to other things. So it is just such a cool plant to use in with your shade stuff to really add a different texture to it and look to it. We have it in 3 colors. We have it in the rose, the white, and the red. And I love using this in my shade planters. So in this greenhouse, as she looks up here, we have some coleus baskets, Tarina baskets, our fuchsia baskets are in here, and some of our big wire hanger baskets in here. We also have the dragonwing begonias. We've got these nice big ones here that we actually put one of the Pegasus in the middle of this year. And then we also have some that have them without. We have it in the rose colors too. So lots to choose from. This greenhouse right now is primarily shade stuff or part shade loving things in here. We do have our time-release fertilizers available from Proven Winners. This is a really nice blend because it has a lot of minors in it that really help with a lot of the unique specialty annuals that are out there today. They really need special food to really have them really take off and do what they're supposed to do well. Up in our area here, we find that the pH level of water can be off a little bit, and so as the summer goes on, you'll notice that your leaves will start to turn yellow, and sometimes your flowers will turn a little bit paler color. That's because your pH is going too high in your soil because your water pH is high. So if you are feeding it with some time-release fertilizer, that really helps to keep that down and keep that in check. And then we also have the water-soluble type where you can mix up in your watering can and just give it a feed like either each time you water at a smaller rate or a little bit heavier and just do it like once a week or every other week to give it a little boost too. We also have small packets if you just want to try it out for this year and try it in a couple of your planters to see how it works, or if you only need a little bit, we do have the smaller quantities available as well. Now over here in this greenhouse, we're going into number 5. This is our sun-loving greenhouse. Everything in here likes sunlight. So it wants to have at least 4 hours of sunlight a day. Some things want 8 hours in here if they're full sun. So we're going to start by looking just as a scan like here of the baskets. So we'll kind of slowly walk through here and look at some of these baskets, and then we'll do the tables. So we've got the black mamba combinations with some latte this year, which is really pretty. These were so popular last year, we did them again with the pink sky. We have some in night sky, which are purple. We have lots of the crazy tunias in some of our combinations. They always perform so well. And all of the baskets are just ready to go. They're very full and really beautiful right now. We've got some orange and black and yellow here. We really have all the different colors, I feel like, shown here this year. We've got some red and some white over here. This one has fairly newer flower in it. It's called a pechoa. The flower looks just like a petunia, but it's a cross between a calibrachoa and a petunia. So it has a little bit more upright, fuller growth to it, and they just really have some cool colors because they're bringing in some of the genetics of the Cali that are variegated, and they're putting it in a petunia-sized flower. So, yeah, this one is, I believe, Arizona Sun is the color of that, and we do have that in pots this year too. So this starts some of our wire hanger baskets. We did, again, combinations that are real colorful. But then we have some of the more traditional ones that are going to be like all red and white, or all your pinks, or all your purples. So there's a lot of different combinations of the different baskets. All different colors here. This one here has the raspberry lemonade in it. That's one of my favorite crazy tunias. I just love the colors of that. We did keep our basket prices the same as last year. We got some here that are on all the pinks. Now this one has a new type of salvia in it. It's called Hummingbird Blue, and it's actually a spreading and trailing salvia, which I'm really excited about. I love the growth pattern of it so far. It just is filled in so nice. We have some of those in pots as well. We've got some red, white, and blues here. You can't see the other colors that are in that one that the salvia was in yet because it's just starting to come out, but the verbena in here is peach, and so are the geraniums. So you got your peach and purple combination down there. Here we have some coleus mixed in with these. This is a new type of coleus too that we're using this year. It's called From Under the Sea collection, and I think it's just gorgeous. I love the ruffled leaf. I love all the color in it. We have it in with some of our shade baskets as well. And I'm not going to take all of them down here, but you know, we've got some with the really bright colors in it here again. So we come through on this side here. We've got our really popular ones that we Snowstorm and the Big Line and the Red Geraniums. Got some over here, the big ones that are done with the black and the latte and the orange. I would suggest this would be an excellent one. There is a little bit of blue in here too, but It would be a really good one if you're up the area or Harbor Beach, if you have graduation parties. We do have some smaller baskets, the 10-inch baskets that are just orange and black, or orange, black, and white, orange, black, and yellow too. So we have lots of those. Here's some more running your pinks and purples here. This is another fun one here. And again, these will trail down about 2 to 3 feet down the pot if you let them. So lots of options there. So down this side here, and all around here, we have the Calibrachoa that go all the way down this row. They have some really cool combinations in the flower. Usually they'll have darker centers, different colors in the center. So the things that they've done with this plant has been amazing over the years. I love how this is all created and through the different genetics and stuff like this. It's pretty cool. This is a newer one from Proven Winners this year, this Over Easy, because it's got the yolk in the center and white around the outside. The Holy Cow is a fun one too, and then this one is in the purples. They call this one Holy Smokes. This one is Pink Lemonade. Blue Moon is always popular too. And this one here, the Sunshine Berry, is really a fun one too. It comes out variegated, which is really cool. This is a trailing portulaca, or like a trailing moss rose. It fills in, gets really full. Just like your regular moss rose portulaca, it can, thrive in poor soil. It loves it hot. Or drier, so it's very drought tolerant, almost succulent looking in the leaves and how they feel, but it's a trailer. Right now it's kind of cloudy in the greenhouse right now, so you can see these are partially closed up or all the way closed up. When the sun is out, the flower opens up completely, so it opens up every day and then closes at night. This is a trailing vinca flower, another one that likes to have full sun. Up here we have our patio tomatoes growing. We have our different varieties of strawberries. So this year we have the Quinault everbearing, we have the Fort Laramie everbearing, and we have the Ozark Beauty everbearing. And we have a lot of the June bearing as well, which are the all-star. And the Victoria rhubarb we have here along with some patio tomatoes. Now remember, the patio tomatoes are an average eating size tomato. They have a really thick stalk to them. They don't get real viney like other tomato plants do, so you can contain them in a pot on your deck really easily and have a normal average eating size tomato. Some people think that they're cherry tomatoes. They're not. They're a normal size tomato. So now on the tables here on this side, we have petunias down this entire row here. So we have your soup petunias, which are big trailers. They usually will spread or trail down 2 to 3 feet depending on the color. Some colors are more aggressive than others. We have the mini version and we have the regular ones. And then we also have the different vistas, which also will get taller. And you can see from this one here, the Vista Paradise, this was planted a little earlier. You can see how tall this one is. So you get height with this one and a real wide spread. So those are really popular. This persimmon color was new last year. It's a really pretty one. Everybody likes to come in for these. We always run out early of these. These are a giant pink super petunia, and literally their growth and the size of the flower is the biggest petunia I've ever seen in my life. So those are popular, very showy. So these are all different super petunias, and then we also have them from not just Proven Winners, but from Mast Young and DGI as well. And from them you get Cascadius and Saguna. Those are going to trail and spread like your super petunias do. Some of them have the very large flowers on them. And they also produce the crazy tunias, which we have a lot of fun with in our baskets. So you can see all the different crazy tunias that just I mean, look at all that's going on in that flower. You've got like black, and you've got burgundy and pinks and fuchsia and golden colors and yellow, all within the same flower. This is a new one for us this year. This is Golden Harvest Flower Showers Petunia, the raspberry lemonade that I mentioned earlier. We have the Mandeville, and this is another one that has so much going on in it. This is all the same plant. See how some of them come out darker and some come out lighter, all within the same plant. This is called Crazy Tunia Tiki Torch. This is Crazy Tunia Moonstruck, Cosmic Purple, and then of course the popular Black Mamba. We have various different yellows. I love how they've come out now with a really deep, bright yellow instead of the pale yellows for the petunias. So you can get that big petunia size flower, and you can get that nice yellow color that you like. I grew this one last year at my house, and I was so impressed. This is Cascadius Indian Summer, and it'll come out a variety of that golden yellow to a peach color, almost pink in it, and it's variegated like that throughout the whole plant all summer. Trails down really far. Mine went probably 2 or 3 feet, and just is really a nice plant to work with. We have some new colors here too. This is a new one, that Cascadius Arizona Sky, the Picasso, and then we have the King of Hearts here. Over here we have the Gold Dust Macedonia. This is a nice little ground cover like sun, and you can put it in a planter and let it kind of spread and trail off the side. Make sure you plant it with other things that are kind of aggressive though, because it can choke things out otherwise. This is Capfia, the Mexican heather. This is more upright, and as this grows, these become more like triangle shaped here, these little branches that come out from it. It looks almost like a fern in a way with flowers on it. So I really like this in planters too. It's a really cool look because of the shape of the branches and how they look. Then this is going to be phlox. They're a little bit smaller right now, but they'll take off pretty soon here, and they get real big and fill in. They're more of an upright. This is Lobelia. It's like a cross between a lobelia and an alyssum. This goes really late into the fall. It can tolerate cold temperatures, and it's a long trailer. It's not like alyssum just spreads a little bit around, but this is a very long trailer. It can go a couple feet long. So, and they also have it in the Snow Princess. It's also a nice ground cover, or like to make a border around something too. If you're doing some landscaping, it looks really nice. It makes some nice big mounds of white or light pink too. This is your regular lobelia that's trailing, okay, which is different than what's in the 4-packs. This is the larger plants that trail way down. So we have the electric blue, then we also have the techno violet, and we have the techno dark blue. This next section here is going to be our Nemesia. We have this real deep dark purple color, the sugarberry, the yellow, which is our best selling color. Some of these are just starting to come out here, but we have nectarine and we have raspberry here. Now, some of this verbena, you'll have to wait to see how it flowers out. It's just starting to flower, but you can see some of them coming out. We have some of them that have the variegated flower with the white and the pink and the red in it. And then some of them are more like all one solid color. This is also pretty cold tolerant, and it works really well for a ground cover. It will take root wherever it reaches out to on these stems, so it does spread across the ground. It's not a perennial in our area, but some of these are hardy down to just below 20 degrees, so it is pretty, it will go late into the year for you. It likes sun, and it's a spreader and a trailer. Okay, we have all these different colors of it. This particular one is a new one for Proven Winners this year. It's called Cake Pops Pink, and it's an upright verbena. So this is a new one from them. And then we still have some of the other variegated colors here of the pinks. Now over here on this side in the middle of the table, we have our black-eyed Susan vines. Across the table on the other side, we've got the yellow, and then we've got the tangerine slice color. And then this one on this side of the table is the orange. The orange was the original one, and they've come out with various different colors since then. The orange is probably the most aggressive grower with the most durable vine on it. But the other ones, as you can see, they just take right off. We can untangle these every day. So they're great. In one, you know, they're annuals, but just in the season, they just get huge and they'll cover a massive area. We have a few of the Lawful Spermum red wine this year. Sometimes the red wine is difficult to get. It's the larger flower version, and it's the real deep dark wine color. I can highlight the flower when we get into one of our other greenhouses. I don't think these right here have any flowers on them. Oh, this one's just starting. When they start out, it looks like a tube of lipstick, but then it opens up to be a tubular flower about 4 times that size. So, we have some different colors of celosia. This one is a flower that we don't always get. We don't always have this, but we have it this year. This really pretty orangish peach color. It's Chrysanthera. We have various different salvias this year. We have the black salvia. We have the Velocity Blue, which is one of our best sellers. And then, of course, this hummingbird one that is that new one I showed you in the basket. Isn't that a beautiful violet blue color? I just love it. And we have the red. And then this year we also have the skyscraper pink. We have some Paracallis here. It's not flowered right now, but it's a pink. It looks kind of like a pink daisy. So I'll show you the tag there. Getting ready to flower. As you can see, it's starting to get its buds. It's a nice big daisy looking flower. Oh, actually, if you can span back there, you can see one coming out back there a little bit. Just starting to come out there. So this is a new sunflower that we're growing this year. It's kind of a spreading sunflower that stays shorter, and so it kind of shoots out in different directions in the pot. So really a cool one. We have a limited supply on those. This one here we brought back. We haven't grown it for a few years. I'm going to let you look at the tag because I'm not going to pronounce it because I always pronounce it wrong. Here we have our straw flower. You can see one of them still partially open that hasn't closed up yet tonight. That's another one that closes up when it's kind of more cloudy out. Gets its name because when you touch the flower, it feels like straw. It feels dry. So our Gerber daisies are just starting to flower. Those are always really popular. You can look at the size of this one. They're always so pretty. Our Geranthemum daisies, and then we have a couple different colors of the Osteospermum daisies. And then we have the Gara here at the end. This is really a nice one to put in the middle of some stuff too if you just want to have some color coming up in the top. On this side of the table here, we have the James Britannia. We've only grown this this is our 3rd year. I love this plant. It flowers all the time. It always has some little flowers on it. And it likes sun, and it just kind of does its thing. It'll trail, it'll spread. You can trim it back however you want to, and it's just really a nice growth. It's kind of in the Bacopa family, but it's got more upward growth to it, and it's a little bit different. But I've really liked this plant. We tried it 2 years ago, and I just love it. We have all different colors of lantana. The deer do not like lantana, just so you know. So sometimes if you put lantana in with something, sometimes they will leave the planter alone. I'm not going to guarantee they will all the time, but I have seen it happen where they'll take a whiff of it and walk away because they don't like the lantana. So sometimes it's helpful to put that in cemeteries or things like that because sometimes it'll help deter them a little bit. There's a new version of that this year of the lantana. It's the Basket Tangiglow, and this is a shorter, more compact, spreading one that looks beautiful in baskets, and we'll show you. This was the few that we had left over from baskets, but we'll show you it in baskets when we get in one of the other greenhouses. More colors of lantana, and such a pretty plant because every single color of it has multiple colors in the flower. So really cool. This is Scaevola. This is a fan flower. Spreads and trails. We have the Cleon. Diacea, we have it in pink this year. Some years we've done it in red or orange. This year we did it in this really pretty pink. The the Blue My Mind evolvulus. This is a loves full sun, and it is one of the few plants that is an actual true blue color. A lot of your blues are actually more purple in color. This is a blue, and it stays shorter, it spreads, it trails like the hot sun. So that's our number 5 greenhouse. And take a shot at those right there. You can see that combination. That was one of my favorites too, with the Merlot and the Indian Summer and the yellow in it and the Black Mamba. That one turned out really nice. It's got some dreamsicle orange calibrachoa in it too. Every greenhouse is going to have different baskets. This one here is the Chili Red Cascadius. You can see how large, it's one of the largest petunias other than that giant pink that we grow. And so we've got lots of those in different combinations too. Across the way there we have some double petunias in that combination. You'll see next there's some that have that night sky in it. Mixed in with some white and some of the Merlot Cascadius. On the other side of this middle table, we have some of the black and the orange that I was telling you about. There's also some that are black, orange, and yellow. So we have some of the pink sky there mixed in with the white. And then also some of them that have some verbena mixed in with them too. We also have geranium baskets. This is our geranium greenhouse, so they're just getting ready to get their buds on them right now. And so we also have some extra of our different petunias in this greenhouse here. We also have some Mandeville. We have the pink colored, the hot pink colored Mandeville. Actually, there's a flower on that side, Crystal. And then we also have the Diplodina in the deep red. I don't have that flowered out here yet, but we do have some of them in the deep dark, like the velvet red. There's Funhouse Potpourri petunia in the baskets there with the yellow. We have on the other side up there some of that lantana that's for baskets, along with the peach and the yellow if you like something a little bit more pastel looking. And then as you go farther down, you'll see that we have some white with the real dark deep burgundy starred petunias in it. We have also all the different types of vines. We have your normal vinca vine. We have the Hedera ivies. We have the Wojo's Gem vinca vine. Golden colored. There's the English ivy, the high color vinca vine, glacier, and yellow ripple. So lots of different ivies to choose from for vines. Over here on this other side, we have more of our strawberries. So as you can see, we have lots of strawberries. I think we planted 600 this year. Lots of spikes. We have 2 different colors of cordylines. We have the red star, and then we also have the salsa, which is as a stripe. We have lemongrass this year. We have not grown lemongrass in the past. We have lots of it this year. We have your regular fountain grasses. We have the purple fountain grass. We have the skyrocket. This is a new one for us from Proven Winners. We have the fireworks from Proven Winners and the vertigo grass. The vertigo is the most aggressive and the largest. It comes out with blacker foliage in it. Then lots of Persian shield. I love this plant. You can grow it in more of a sunnier area. You can grow it in shadier area too. This tends to get as big as you will give it space for. What I mean by that is if you take a plant like this and you plant a bunch of plants tight around it, it's not going to branch out as much. It'll get tall, but it won't go out as much. If you give it some space around it, it'll start to shoot out, and this will get really large, and you'll get wide shoots coming out from it too. So it depends on how you plant it, how big that'll actually get, but I really like that plant as well. Then we have 3 different colors of cannas here. We do the custom pots that you can buy. These are some geraniums, some with spikes. Crystal was busy planting yesterday. In here we have some of our bamboo hoop planters in here. These are going to have some of those black-eyed Susan vines in here, and you can see how aggressive these have already grown in these in just a short period of time. We have them mixed in with some of the Supertunias here. And then we also have, this is that Lawful Spermum red wine. You can see it has that aggressive growing pattern to it as well, and just kind of takes over the whole thing and just ends up having beautiful flowers on it. I'm going to search here to see if I have one out in bloom right now, but I'm not seeing an opened up flower on here. I was hoping I'd be able to show you. It's a gorgeous flower. I'll keep my eye out. We also have the yellow black-eyed Susan vine here too. I don't see any. Okay, this up here is that lantana I was telling you about. This is the lantana by itself in the basket. I think it ended up just taking off and looking great. So we've got some really nice bright colorful ones in here. We've also got some though that are a little bit more subtle. And then there's ones that are a little bit bolder. So kind of have a little bit for everybody. There's some more in the more pastel colors with the Holy Smoke Cali in them. We have some that are just the lobelia by themselves too. Those make nice full baskets too. So if you want something that has, you know, lots of color and pop to it, you can get things like this. Or we have some that are just all one color too, if you don't like to have as much of a variety in the basket. We've got ivy geraniums as well. And then this greenhouse has our plants in our flats that like the sun. So we have our marigolds in here. You can see they're all starting to come out now in bloom, and they're so bright and showy. And our flats do have 48 plants in them. Most greenhouses anymore plants in 36s, and you get 3 packs or six packs. So the flat sizes are smaller. We still plant in 48s, so when we advertise a flat price, you're getting 48 plants and not 36. So down the middle here we have Cleome that's in flats. We have Cosmos. We have various different colors of that. We have some mixes. We have the dark carmine by itself, and we have a mandarin orange that hasn't flowered here yet. We have different heights of snapdragons here too. We have some solid colors of this orange color this year. And then we have the dwarf ones here too, in solid yellow or the mixes as well. The gazanias are a flower that looks kind of like a miniature sunflower. They stay short to the ground. They open up in the sun and close up again at night. And so they need full sun. They don't flower in the greenhouse for a couple weeks yet. Those are all mixed. The Mecodonia, no, not Mecodonia, I'm sorry. Melopodium. This is one that just gets kind of upright and kind of bushy, and it gets this little yellow flower on it. The Gomphrenia, we have 2 different heights and colors of that. Lots of vinca flower. This is full sun. It looks a lot like an impatient, but it's not impatiens. This has to have full sun, likes it a little drier too. We have the trailing portulaca in hanging baskets. If you don't like to have to water something in a lot and you have it out in the sun, these are more drought tolerant. So that might be an option for you. And then we have the regular portulaca here, the regular moss rose, that's just starting to flower now. Full sun, will thrive in poor soil, kind of does its own thing. We sell dahlias in 4 packs, they're mixes. We have the silver dust, Dusty Miller. our Geranthemum. This is lobelia that's just like your traditional lobelia that's upright, kind of fills into a planter if you put in there a little bit. It just spreads out and gets, you know, about so big around. And then all of our different colors of marigolds. I'm not sure which one is my favorite, but this orange is about as true of orange color as you can get. It's almost blinding. It's a deep tangerine color. So if you like orange, that's about as orange as you're going to get. Then we also have the tall ones, the marble ones that get the really large heads on them. This red is a beautiful red too. And we have some of the shorter, littler ones if you like the little ones. And again, just kind of like with the petunias, the marigolds, there's just so many different colors that have so much character to them. On this outside edge here, we have a few begonias in here, but most of our wax begonias are going to be in our other greenhouse that we're going to come to next. This is a flower we haven't grown in this greenhouse for probably 10 years. It's mimulus. Really nice flower. It's nicknamed monkey flower. As you can see, it's got little speckles in it. It's quite an unusual flower, and it grows a lot like a bedding plant petunia would. If you put it in a pot, it will hang off the edge a little bit too. And it's a part shade to part sun kind of a flower. I wouldn't put it in the hottest day sun if it's a super, super hot area. But it does like sun to flower. So we have the Pop Stars Mix Phlox in the bedding plants. We also have the Nicotina plant here. We have both the rose and we have the red color. So this is nicknamed the hummingbird plant. So a really strong attractor for hummingbirds. We also put this in our hanging baskets of our starting price point hanging baskets for $9.99. Has both the rose and we have red ones of the hummingbird plant in them. So we have the purple and the white alyssum. We have dianthus. That's another one that flowers in a couple weeks here. We have two different kinds of celosia. We have the plume type and we have a coxcomb type. This is a pretty cool looking one. We have verbena in the 4-packs, and then all different colors of zinnias. Again, it's early. It's only going to be May 1st tomorrow, so a lot of these are just starting to get buds on them, but lots of different mixes that we have for zinnias. We have salvia here, we have the purple, we have a couple different reds, and we have the Victoria blue. And then here we have our cute little violas, the little baby pansies. We also plant some of these in little oval-shaped window boxes that make great Mother's Day gifts for anybody. And then we also have several different colors of the Colossus, the giant pansy. So lots to choose from that too. And you can see the heads on these. The flowers are just huge. They're so pretty in the giant series. This is our petunia house, and this is also our veggie house. So back here we have our seeds ready. We have our seed potatoes, we have sunflower seeds, all your different carrots and beets and radishes and cucumbers and corn and all of that. In the middle here we have all of the different types of beans and peas, yellow beans. So there's lots to choose from. And this whole entire side here is all different colors of petunias that are in flats. And we have a few of them down the middle here too. And again, different colored hanging baskets in here. Every greenhouse has different baskets in them. So all 7 greenhouses are different. So, and then this has the rest of our wax begonias in it. These are really nice because wax begonias can grow anywhere. I've put them in the front of my house now for quite a few years now because the front of my house is a north exposure, but on the one corner of it, it gets the hot afternoon sun because it faces the west also. And it's the one plant that I can grow all the way across in my bedding plants on the ground that will grow the same all the way across from the shadiest side of it to the hottest side of it. So it can go in full sun or it can go in shade. So it's a great plant. Makes excellent borders. Really just does its thing, and you really have to do almost nothing to it. So we like those kind of plants. If you're busy, you like those kind of plants. We also have onions, various different kinds of onions. We have vegetables. Our vegetables, the tomatoes and the peppers, are available as a single pot, or most of them are available in 4-packs. We do have a few varieties of peppers and tomatoes that are only in singles. It's because they're an expensive seed or more unique seed. Some of our heirloom tomatoes are only available in the singles because of their cost to us, that we had to do it that way. So we have all your different hot peppers, all your different regular tomatoes. We have various different herbs. We have lavender that's in the little pots here, lots of that. We have rosemary, the different mints, your peppermint, spearmint, marjoram. We have chives, both kinds of chives, the allium chives and the garlic chives. We have the basil, dill, there's thyme, sage, and cilantro, and also parsley. So our tomato varieties, we try to make it easy as we can, and we do them in alphabetical order. So let's actually start down here with the A's. So they start right here. This is a new one for us here. This Amana. This is actually an orange tomato. We have the Amish paste. This one is only available in the singles. Then we have Beef Master. We have Beef Steak. We have Better Boy, Big Boy, Brandywine. This is one we haven't had for a few years. We've got this one back again. That's an heirloom tomato. It gets huge. It's kind of like a burgundy red color, and really a nice big tomato. Celebrity. Those are grown a lot in the south. We have Champion, Cherokee Purple. That one's only grown in the singles. We have the large cherry tomatoes. So those are a little bit larger. They're going to be more like the size of a 50-cent piece. And then we have Chocolate Sprinkles, which that's only in the singles. And then Early Girl, that's one of our best sellers. You can use it for anything, and it comes off in somewhere around 50, mid-50s as far as days, as opposed to like your beef steaks. Those are almost twice as long. So some people like to get some Early Girls and then get some that are kind of like your mid and some late, so they can have at different points in time. But Early Girl is a good all-around tomato for everything. German Johnson, we haven't had that for a while. We've got that back in the 4-packs. Jet Star, we have that. Our Juliet is the grape tomatoes. Those are only available in singles. The La Roma are your Roma tomatoes, your pear-shaped red ones. Your Lemon Boy are going to be a normal eating size tomato that is yellow. Now, whenever you get the yellow ones, those are going to be a lower acid. So they wouldn't be good for canning. You'd have to add acid to them in order to use them in canning. So, but they're just, some people like to have that lower acid or need that lower acid. And those are good for that. Mortgage Lifter, that's another one we brought back this year, only in the singles. The Mortgage Lifter is gets that nickname because of how heavy it produces and how large of tomatoes it produces. So very large tomatoes and very abundant. Pineapple, that's another heirloom tomato. Those are only in singles. We have Rutgers. Rutgers is an heirloom tomato. It's been around forever and all around good tomato for canning, doing anything with. Sun Sugar are your little yellow cherry tomatoes, and the name is a good name for them, the Sun Sugar, because they taste like sugar. They really are so good. Then we have Supersonic. That's another one we haven't been able to do for a few years, and we were able to do it again this year. So we're happy about that because we had a lot of people in the past that really like Supersonic. Then we have the Sweet 100s. Those are going to be your really little cherry tomatoes that are really sweet, the red ones. Then we have the Wisconsin tomatoes. a good all-around tomato. And then on the end here, we have the little yellow pear tomatoes. So lots of different tomato varieties this year. We have more this year than we've had maybe ever. So lots to choose from as far as that goes. Then our peppers, we have some orange bell peppers. Those are only in the singles. And then we have sweet banana peppers. We haven't had those for a little bit, so that's back again, the sweet bananas. We have the early sensation, which is kind of more of like a deep golden yellow color bell pepper. Then we have your California Wonder Green. We have the Baron, which is your red bell peppers. Now this is a new one for us that I haven't grown before, and that's the Tabasco pepper. We have that one only in singles, limited supply. We have the Super Chili. We have the Serrano. And we have the jalapeno. We have your Hungarian yellow wax, which is kind of a medium to milder as far as your heat index goes. And then we have habanero. And we have the long thin cayenne pepper. And that's it for all of our peppers. And then we have celery, we have the Swiss chard, we've got Brussels sprouts, broccoli, we've got cauliflower, eggplants, and the late flat Dutch cabbage, and then we've got the stonehead cabbage also. So all of our other vegetables are all planted out back in our other greenhouse. They're poking through, so usually around Mother's Day, or right around that time, sometimes a few days before, we are able to bring out all of our different cucumbers, all of our different squashes and zucchinis, and you know, some of that other stuff. So we have all of our other vegetables are planted. They're just not ready yet. It's too early for all that viney stuff to come out. So the last one that we're going to go through today is going to be our perennial greenhouse. We can also kind of highlight the baskets in here too, because there's really some just gorgeous ones in here that are some of my favorites. I just think that this is so vibrant with these colors together. Here, if you really like kind of the pinks and the deep dark fuchsias, this is a really beautiful petunia combination here. For those of you that, and this will just upset Crystal terribly, but those of you that like your maize and blue, here you go. If you have your Bad Axe graduation parties, you want to get in here to get those. And then we have some really pretty Cali combinations going on here too. Some pink and whites over on the other side. Some of the burgundy and orange colors. There's some other ones down here that are done in a blue and a white and a yellow stripe Cali. The lemon slice, which is a really cool Cali. And then we have some of the petunias too, like this one for instance in here is going to be all just this color. So if you don't want to have a variety of different things in here, we do have several different ones that are going to be available that are all one color as well. Now these on the end here are going to be our starting price baskets. These are going to be the red dot $9.99 baskets. These are going to be your Nicotina, which are the hummingbird plants. So we have the rose color, and then we also have the red, and then we have the regular petunias in those for that price range. Now our hibiscus is just coming up. Once it starts getting its shoots like this, it doubles in size about every few days. So we have the really pretty pink, and then we have a deep red here, this Valentine's Crush one here. Both of them are Proven Winners varieties, and if you haven't grown these before and you have a sunny area, it makes a beautiful bush, and the flowers are literally the size of a plate. They're gorgeous. Hummingbirds really like them. We have lots of different Corabelles this year, and we have new varieties. I'd say that's true of a lot of our perennials. We grew some different colors and than what we've had in the past. So if you're looking for something new, we definitely have new ones to offer. So this one is called Fun and Games Hopscotch. This is Dressed Up Evening Gown. This is Apple Twist. Now Apple Twist has been out for a little bit, but we haven't grown it for a while. This one here is Grape Timeless. This is one we usually do grow. This is a new one, this Dulce Toffee Tart. This is one that we have not grown in a really long time, but we do have this color of Helleborus. So we have Helleborus available. This Sun King here is a nice shade plant that grows kind of shrub-like. It's all just grown for the foliage, and it's I have a spot on the north side of my house that gets almost no sun at all, and I've never been able to get a shrub or anything to grow in that spot. This grows there. So if you got a spot like that I just described, it's perfect for you. This is your old-fashioned traditional bleeding hearts. We have some new varieties of hostas. So if you collect hostas, these are new to us. We have not grown these before. So we have the wide brim. We have this one called Silly String, which is kind of fun. Rainbow's End. And this new one from Proven Winners called Shadowland Echo the Sun. We have the Ajuga. The Monarda, the Bee Balm. We have two different colors, the lighter pink. Actually, we have three colors, I'm sorry. We have the Cherry Pops, we have the Bubble Gum, and we have the Raspberry. We have lots of Black-Eyed Susans. We didn't have very many of those available last year. We've got lots of really nice ones this year. And the Blue Delphiniums. We've got some different colors of Daylilies. We've got the Ruby Spider. We've got the traditional Stella d'Or that is your rebloomer in the yellow. And then we've got some that are done in more of your like burgundy purple colors in through here too. Got a couple different kinds of butterfly bushes here. And then in this greenhouse here is where we have the rest of our plants of coleus that we talked about in number 4, and the Tarina, the little wishbone flower that's in the 4-packs, and our polka dot plant here. Those will eventually end up in number 4, but for right now these are in here. I'm really excited about this area this year. We have not grown this many clematis vines ever, and so we have a great selection of clematis this year. We also have available the silver lace vine here that you see. We have Boston ivy available. We have honeysuckle, and as you can see, some of these clematis vines are already blooming in here. You can see some of the flowers are so beautiful. I had somebody that was here the other day, and they said to me, you know, some of these colors, they don't even look real because they're so unique. You know, they almost look like somebody made a fake flower, but it's not fake, it's a real flower, and they're just so pretty. So lots of different kinds, like these right here. You can see the red coming through and the purple and the blue, and there's just so many different ones that we have to offer this year, so I'm really excited about that. And like I said, some of the honeysuckle too. So we also have more varieties of hydrangeas this year, so we have a lot more colors of these to choose from too. And when you shop through, you might see a tag, and on one side it's purple, and on the other side it's pink. Hydrangeas are very susceptible to change of color of their flower according to the pH level of the soil. So the lower the pH level of the soil is when you get your purple colors, and otherwise it would naturally grow in a pink color. So in order to maintain that purple color, if you want the purple side of that, you're going to need to fertilize it with like your blueberry fertilizer that lowers the pH of the soil, so that you can maintain that purple color. Otherwise, they're going to come out more pink at your house. So just so you know, that's why there's two different colors on the same tag. And then some of the hydrangeas are not really susceptible to the pH, and they're going to just be that color no matter what. We have some Rosa Sharon this year also, some of the solid white. We have the Ruby, Invincible Ruby again. We have the Limelight again. The Pinky Winky, which is a fun one. It's a white and the pink combination here. And there's all different heights of these too. So some of them are going to be taller than others. So like this one here gets 6 to 8 feet tall, and we have some that are only like 1 to 2 feet tall. So there's really a broad range. This Bobo here, for instance, is going to be a 2.5 to 3 feet tall. So there's really a lot of different heights that you can choose from as far as your hydrangeas go. Then we have the silver mound, which is just such a fun little mound of fluff here. Doesn't get a flower, it's just a silver mound. So here we have the Heliopsis. It's like almost like a false sunflower. It has a sunflower look to it. Then we have various different phlox and astilbes. We have the Rainland, which is your bright pink. We have peach blossom, and we have the fennel, which is your red. And then we have the allium, the ornamental onion. In here we have some shade planters that are done up for you. And again, if you don't see something done in a color that you like in a planter, we will do custom planting for you in whatever color you want. So, or if you bring your planters to us, we can also custom plant your planters here for you as well. So here are some more of our hoop planters and some more sun-loving combinations that have been put together to sell here. So here we have a few different kinds of sedum. We have foxglove. We have some dianthus here. We have lavender. We also grew a couple varieties of perennial grasses. So these are hardy grasses, fountain grasses. So we have the Desert Plains one here that looks a lot like your little bunny one, if you're familiar with that. And then we have this Cheyenne Sky. New for us this year, we grew some irises. So we have a Siberian iris called Purring Tiger. And then we also have the black gamecock, which is a Louisiana iris. We have your Russian sage, the denim and lace from Proven Winners. This is a new version of a red hot poker that we have. It's done in this orange color here called Joker's Wild. We have New England aster. And then we have a couple different colors of your Shasta daisies. And then lots of different cone flowers, your echinacea. So we have the pinks, we have this firefinch color here, we have salsa red, we have the Cheyenne Spirit, which is so fun because it comes out all different colors. And then the Powell Wild Berry, which is a really pretty pink. We have the Lobelia Cardinal Flower. And this is a new color for us for the hardy ice plant, and I wish we might have done this video a little bit earlier today, because when this is opened up it actually looks red. It is such a cool plant. So this is what it actually looks like with these pointed little flowers. So it's kind of like a ground cover, and this feels kind of like succulent like. Okay, so this is a Coreopsis here. We have the Guillaumes. We have the orange gnome here, and then we have some hardy geranium. We have the Golden Queen Chinese globe flower, and then we have our salvias here. So lots to choose from as far as perennials this year, and especially with all of these new clematis vines. I mean, look at the size of this flower on this clematis. It is just massive. I'm having fun watching those this year, as you can see. So that's going to end our tour that we have for tonight. And so we hope to see you guys tomorrow or the next coming days here. We also have gift certificates available for Mother's Day or for any other special occasion. So you can always do those as well if you want to let them shop for their own plants. So if you're looking for a gift for someone. So we also have all of our different soils that we're going to have for the season too. We have our high density professional mix that we use in all of our planters when we do custom planting in all of our 12-inch planters. We really like that soil. That comes in a 40 quart bag, and then we have the Garden Magic topsoil, the Garden Magic manure compost, and then we have the Garden Magic regular potting soil as well in 40-pound bags. So those are the different soils that we have this year. So
our hours.
Oh yes, our hours are Monday through Saturday, and we're 9 to 6 on those days, and then on Sundays we're 12 to 5. So hope to see you soon.